The Chosen, Last Supper, isn't just the end of a season. It's a soul-shaking cinematic experience that's redefining what faith-based storytelling can be. This finale is more than a moment. It's a movement. It's smashing box office expectations, stirring audiences around the world, and delivering a raw, breathtaking portrayal of love, betrayal, and divine purpose that's leaving people in stunned silence or in tears. As the camera lingers on Judas walking into the shadows of Gethsemane, a single, chilling kiss on Jesus' cheek, the story shifts from a gathering of friends to the beginning of humanity's most heartbreaking sacrifice. The weight of history, prophecy, and pain suddenly feels intimate, real, unshakable. And just as the credits roll, fans are left with one burning question: what happens next? Well, we've got answers. Dallas Jenkins and the brilliant minds behind The Chosen are already deep into production on Season 6. The crucifixion season and early glimpses promise the most intense, emotionally devastating, and spiritually powerful chapter yet. We're talking insider whispers, official updates, trailer teases, and a surprising release timeline that's got fans both excited and anxious. In this video, we're breaking it all down: the emotional punch of the Season 5 finale, what's confirmed for Season 6, what's still a mystery, and why this next season may just be the most important one yet. So don't go anywhere. This is where The Chosen truly steps into history. But before we talk about the future, we need to reflect on where we've just been. The Season 5 finale, titled Last Supper, delivers a soul-stirring crescendo of emotion, sacrifice, and divine purpose. If you haven't seen the finale yet, consider this your spoiler warning. The episode opens with a poignant flashback. Thaddeus, still a humble stonemason, meets Jesus for the very first time. Expecting his usual carpenter, Thaddeus is surprised to find a new face, one that radiates both peace and power. It's Jesus, who quietly reveals that he is more than a craftsman, he's a rabbi. What follows is one of the most touching moments of the entire series. Jesus gently challenges Thaddeus to help build something stronger than stone, a spiritual kingdom that will outlast any earthly foundation. And then those two simple words that change everything: follow me. We return to the present, the air thick with reverence, as the Last Supper nears its end. The disciples, their voices filled with quiet strength, begin to sing Psalm 118, a hymn of hope, deliverance, and divine promise. It's not just a song. It's a sacred echo from generations past, now resounding in a candlelight room where prophecy is being fulfilled in real time. Jesus, eyes heavy with the weight of what's coming, stands and softly says the words that shift the world: it's time. Now, for those who felt the Last Supper sequence was brief, that's no accident. The deeper meanings, the teachings, the emotional groundwork have been layered throughout the season, piece by piece. And here, in this quiet culmination, we aren't just watching a meal, we're witnessing the calm before the storm. A moment of unity, stillness, and aching beauty before the world breaks wide open. But the true heartbeat of Episode 8 lies just beyond that upper room, in the shadows of the Garden of Gethsemane. This isn't just scenery, it's sacred ground, a battleground where fear, love, and obedience collide. Jesus brings Peter, James, and John, his closest friends, but even they can't follow him into the spiritual depths he's about to descend into. As they falter, he steps deeper into the darkness, alone, to pray. What unfolds next is nothing short of a divine revelation, a cascade of visions that transcend time and pierce the soul. In the first vision, we're drawn back to Mount Moriah, where Abraham and Isaac walk silently toward the altar. Isaac's innocent question, "Where is the lamb?" hangs in the air like a heartbeat. Abraham's response, "God will provide," it isn't just a father comforting a son. It's a prophecy spoken across millennia, now finding its fulfillment in Christ. Then comes a shift. We're thrust into the valley of dry bones, a haunting, desolate place filled with silence and death. Jesus stands beside Ezekiel and asks, "Can these bones live?" Ezekiel's answer, "Only you know," becomes a quiet declaration of faith in the face of impossibility. The two embrace a moment of divine intimacy that left countless viewers breathless and in tears. But it's the final vision that breaks through the screen and into the soul. A trembling, vulnerable Jesus is met by Joseph not just as a long-lost father figure, but as a symbol of eternal love and divine reassurance. In the stillness, Joseph embraces him, whispering, "I'll be waiting for you." It's more than comfort. It's a promise of home, of heaven, of what lies beyond the cross. This isn't just narrative. It's sacred trauma. It's holy ground brought to life with breathtaking humanity and spiritual depth. And it leaves us standing on the edge of something monumental. Because if this is where Season 5 ends, Season 6 is where eternity begins. Between these powerful visions, Jesus returns to his disciples, the ones he loves most, only to find them asleep. Despite his agony and the looming weight of what's about to unfold, they can't keep their eyes open. He wakes them once, his voice trembling with disappointment and sorrow. "Could you not keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asks. But they don't fully understand the gravity of the moment, not yet. The second time, he lets them sleep. Maybe out of mercy. Maybe because he knows what's coming and how much they'll need their strength for what lies ahead. And then, finally, he returns a third time, wakes them, and says just 2 words, "It's happening." The stillness of Gethsemane, thick with prayer, sorrow, and silent agony, is suddenly torn apart. The distant crunch of gravel underfoot echoes louder with each passing second. Torches blaze against the black sky, casting long shadows over the olive trees. Figures emerge from the darkness, temple guards, priests in ceremonial robes, and leading them, cold-eyed and determined, is Malchus, the servant of Caiaphas. But it's the man standing just ahead of them, the one without chains, without hesitation, who steals the breath from every disciple's lungs. Judas. He's not being dragged. He's leading them. The disciples freeze. Shock, horror, disbelief. It's a betrayal so personal, so gut-wrenching, it momentarily breaks time itself. Could it really be him? The one who shared their bread? Who laughed beside them? Prayed beside them? Wept with them? Yes, it is. Because the guards don't know Jesus by sight. They need someone who does, someone on the inside. And Judas, in the most devastating act of betrayal in all of history, steps forward into the firelight. He walks slowly, methodically, each footstep heavy with guilt and purpose. The silence is unbearable. And then he embraces Jesus. A kiss. Soft, familiar, final. It's not just a signal, it's a dagger. The most painful kiss ever pressed to human skin. Jesus, calm in the face of cosmic betrayal, meets his eyes full of torment, confusion, and fear, and simply says, "My friend, do what you came to do." And then nothing. No dramatic music. No resistance. No thunder from heaven. Just that kiss and then darkness. Across theaters nationwide, the reaction was near universal. Not a whisper. Not a shuffle. Not even a breath. Audiences sat frozen, as if time itself had stopped. Some wiped away silent tears. Others simply stared, stunned by what they had just experienced. It wasn't entertainment. It was an encounter. A collective reckoning with betrayal, love, and divine purpose. So I have to ask, what about you? If you've witnessed this finale on the big screen, what did you feel in that moment? That sacred silence? That shared grief? That reverent stillness? Did it shake you the way it shook so many others? Because now we turn the page. Season 6 is coming. and it won't be like anything The Chosen has ever done before. This is no longer just a story about miracles and teachings. This is the Passion. This is the crucifixion season. Every frame, every scene, every line of dialogue will pull us deeper into the most heart-wrenching, spiritually shattering, and redemptive chapter of Jesus' life. Dallas Jenkins has confirmed it. Season 6 is entirely dedicated to the suffering, betrayal, agony, and sacrifice of Christ. It will be raw. It will be brutal. It will be beautiful. And it's possible that the entire season, all its heartbreak, all its holy weight, may take place over the course of a single sacred day. Then comes Season 7, the final chapter where we will witness resurrection, restoration, and the global explosion of the gospel. But before that, we must walk through the valley of shadow and suffering. And what awaits us in Season 6 is staggering. It begins with resistance. The disciples' shaken, confused attempt to fight back. Peter, always the passionate defender, draws his sword and strikes, slicing off the ear of Malchus. And just as quickly, Jesus intervenes. He heals. He rebukes. He tells them, "Put your sword away. All who live by the sword shall die by the sword." What follows is a haunting series of mistrial scenes that will break the heart of even the most stoic viewer. Jesus is taken to the home of Caiaphas, then tried before the Sanhedrin accused of sorcery, blasphemy, and claiming to be the Messiah. And through it all, Jesus remains mostly silent. He does not argue. He does not beg. He does not defend. The Lamb does not resist the slaughter. We'll witness Peter's infamous denial, 3 gutting rejections that will no doubt be one of the most emotionally charged moments in the entire series. Then comes the final trial before Pilate, where the political becomes personal. Jesus is accused of calling himself the King of the Jews. The crowds cry for crucifixion. And Pilate, caught between justice and pressure, condemns him. And from there, it only gets heavier. We'll see the brutal flogging, the mocking, the crown of thorns pressed into his brow. Jesus beaten and bloodied, carrying his own cross through the streets. And then, crucified not in silence, but surrounded by hatred, sorrow, and cosmic significance between 2 criminals. How Jonathan Rumi will carry the weight of this portrayal is something we can hardly imagine. But we know it's coming, and we know it will be unforgettable. So I ask again, are you ready? Because what's coming is not just the next chapter of a show. It's the turning point of history, and it will change everything. If Dallas decides to follow the Gospel of Mark, we will see Jesus enduring the torment of crucifixion until the 9th hour, which would be around 3:00 p.m. There's so much more we could unpack from the different Gospel accounts, subtle variations, prophetic echoes, and emotional nuances that deepen the story, but honestly, that's enough for now. Because if I'm being honest with you, my heart can't take much more. Even just talking about it feels like too much. Recounting these moments, these scenes that feel so raw and sacred, is enough to leave you breathless. The weight of it all, the sorrow, the sacrifice, the sheer emotional gravity is overwhelming. And if it's this heavy just talking about it, how are we possibly going to watch it unfold on screen? And speaking of watching, the question everyone's been asking is, when will we finally see Season 6? Well, here's the good news. As of April 14, Dallas Jenkins and the entire Chosen team have officially started filming Season 6. The cameras are rolling. The story is in motion. And we're now entering what could be the most intense, emotionally devastating, and spiritually profound season in The Chosen's entire journey. Earlier this month, the production team put out a casting call for extras, specifically for the first block of filming, which runs from April 14 to April 28 in Texas. That means we're already in the thick of it behind the scenes. the story of the crucifixion is already being brought to life. Now, typically, filming a season of The Chosen takes about 2 months, but not this time. This will be the longest production schedule in the show's history. Why? Because season 6 will feature not only the usual 7 episodes, but also a feature-length finale. That's right, episode 8 will be a full-scale 2-hour film. That's practically a movie. This longer finale means more time on set, more emotional storytelling, and more preparation to do this story justice. So don't be surprised if filming stretches into late summer, possibly even early fall. But here's where it gets tough: the release date. Many fans are hoping to see season 6 as early as 2025, but let me set the expectations clearly. It's unlikely. For starters, season 5 still hasn't reached all global audiences yet. The current rollout plan has season 5 landing on Prime Video between June and September 2025, followed by a release on the Chosen app and website in the fall. That means most of 2025 will still be focused on season 5's wide distribution. So what does that mean for season 6? The most logical window, assuming everything stays on schedule, is late 2026. However, here's the curveball. At last year's Chosen Con, Dallas Jenkins gave fans a sobering update. The gap between season 5 and season 6 may be longer than expected. And now, some outlets like The Direct are reporting that 2027 is a very real possibility for the release of season 6. And there's more. Chosen Con 2025? Cancelled. Dallas recently confirmed that the next Chosen Con won't happen until 2026. That delay has only added more speculation that season 6 won't arrive until the end of that year, if not later. Why all the delays? While we don't have official confirmation, several behind-the-scenes whispers suggest that the team is also working on a special Christmas release, possibly tied into the events of season 6. That kind of additional production could absolutely shift the timeline. So, to recap, late 2026 seems to be the earliest we can realistically expect season 6. Christmas 2026 is shaping up to be the most likely target, aligning the birth of Christ with the release of a season that explores his death. There's something incredibly poetic about that. In the meantime, I'll be right here covering every update, sharing behind-the-scenes footage, leaked images, cast interviews, and maybe even some surprises if we're lucky. So if you're not already subscribed, now's the time. Because as we prepare for the most heart-wrenching chapter of The Chosen yet, we're going to need each other. So what do you think about all of this? Yeah, it's going to be a long and difficult wait, emotionally and literally. But I truly believe the wait will be worth it. Because what's coming in season 6 is not just another season of The Chosen, it's the heart of the gospel. It's the moment everything has been leading to. Now, as for the trailer, I know the excitement is real. And trust me, we're all craving that first look. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a deep breath. We're still a bit of a ways out. If the timeline holds true, we're looking at the very first teaser with those haunting glimpses of Jesus' arrest, his trials, and yes, the agonizing moments of the crucifixion, likely to drop sometime in early 2026. So until that moment arrives, we'll wait. We'll remain curious, filled with anticipation, and hungry for every detail that emerges. It's all part of the journey. And for those of you still wondering where or how to watch The Chosen Season 5, don't worry, I've got you covered. Just check out the link below, where I've laid out everything you need to know about platforms, release windows, and how you can experience this epic season for yourself. Before I sign off, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of this incredible community, for tuning in, for engaging with these stories, for sharing your thoughts and feelings. Your support, your comments, your enthusiasm, it means more than words can express. You're not just viewers, You're a vital part of this journey. So, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's continue to grow this community. And remember, we're in this together. The story isn't over, and this journey is just beginning. God bless you all, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.